Hello, hello. We're talking here about Mercury aspecting Venus in the natal chart. I got my handy dandy highlighted notebook. So let's have some fun. Jumping right into it. Mercury and Venus can only be conjunct, sextile, or square. Mercury can only be one sign away from the sun. It's either going to be the sign before the sun sign, the same sign as the sun sign, or the sign after the sun sign. Venus can only be up to two signs away from the sun, two signs before the same sign, or two signs after. Mercury transits moving from one sign to another every 2 weeks, where Venus transits moving from one sign to another every 3 to 4 weeks. So, because of this, Mercury can only be conjunct, sextile, or square Venus. So if you have one of these lovely aspects in your chart, like I do, I have Mercury sextile Venus in my chart. I have Mercury in the 10th house, Venus in the 8th house, Aries 10th, Aquarius 8th house. This beautiful little aspect here. Let's get into what Mercury and Venus is first off before we start to dive into what this aspect does, what this energy starts to bring out of a person, right? So, what is Mercury? Mercury deals with communication, it deals with speech, it deals with giving and receiving information, right? Mercury deals with how quickly we can understand the information that we are giving and receiving. That's where intelligence comes into the energy of Mercury. Mercury deals with our community and our neighborhoods. It deals with logic, reason, all things masculine, analytical, and the mind, right? Venus, however, it deals with union. It deals with love. Venus deals with giving and receiving love. It deals with matters of the heart. Venus deals with attraction, luxury, beauty, balance, harmony. How can we bring more pleasure into a space? How can we make a space more agreeable and harmonious? This is the energy of Venus. Venus deals with how we relate to others, right? So, when Mercury and Venus connect in a natal chart, this emphasizes the drive to express affection. Mercury is self-expression. It's how we communicate to express ourselves and our energy, right? Whereas Venus is affection. How do we communicate through the eyes of love? How do we bring the mind down into the heart, right? The mind being Mercury and the heart being Venus. How do we bring harmony and balance to the nervous system? The nervous system being Mercury, the harmony and balance is coming from the planet of Venus. How do we bring harmony and balance to the breath? When Mercury aspects Venus in a natal chart, this gives the person excellent hand-eye coordination. Now, this is if the energies are playing out in a harmonious way, if the qualities are the same, the polarities are interacting with one another in a way that benefits the person who has this aspect in their natal chart, regardless if they have a conjunction or a square there or not, right? You want to make sure that the energies are harmonious nonetheless. So this can bring excellent hand-eye coordination to an individual. This can make an individual speak eloquently. You could be a poet, a writer, even a singer, or maybe a fiction storyteller. So you like to write fantasy novels and things like that. This can make a person a gardener. So somebody who likes to beautify their environment, their community, their neighborhood. So this might make you a gardener, or somebody who's into interior design, styling, fashion design. Maybe you're somebody who goes around the city painting murals. When Mercury meets Venus, this creates somebody who's very creative, who has a lovely voice. They speak beautifully and coherently. So whatever they say is concise. It gets straight to the point. It's very clear when you hear it coming out of their mouth. Unlike that little Mercury sextile Uranus spurt I have there. I have all these aspects between Mercury and all these planets in my 8th house. So it comes out in all these different ways. I get complimented on my voice and then I notice myself stuttering. However, this is why we understand the chart to work with it, right? Somebody who has Mercury aspecting Venus in their chart, overall, your efforts are going to be emphasized towards your speech, your communication. You can be an excellent teacher or orator. So somebody who speaks really well, like you give speeches to people. People might hire you to write their speeches or to speak their speeches for them, right? This is somebody who knows how to bring people together through communication. You may always be asked to speak at weddings, maybe family gatherings and things like that. They always call you up front to speak and to, give your 2 cents about what's going on. Again, this person has nice sentence structure, a beautiful vocabulary. You speak very coherently. Again, this is if the energies are playing out harmoniously in the natal chart. People will remember you based off your voice. If they don't remember who you are exactly, maybe your face or your name, they're going to remember the tone of your voice, how you spoke to them, the words that you said. Mercury aspecting Venus has a very magnetizing and alluring voice. So you know what to say to a person and how to say it, essentially to get whatever you want, if you want it that bad or if you need it as bad as you may think you do. So if there you have a square here, Mercury square to Venus, this is going to create tension where action must be taken. So you have to take action to soften your voice. You must take action to correct your speech to a point where your words start to flow effortlessly. You have to take action and constantly work on your speech, work on your vocabulary, work on your communication with others. If you have Mercury square Venus in your natal chart, it can make it so that when you speak to others, you may often, put people off. People may feel offended by the things you say, even if you didn't really mean that. A lot of people may feel, it can bring tension there. So people may want to fight because of something you said. People may want to just not want to be your friend anymore, or things that you've said in the past could have just ended relationships, or people may say like you have such a sharp tongue that they don't want to be with you, or you'll never get married. I hear a lot of women sometimes hear that from their mothers or whatever, like because their tongue is so sharp, people will often tell them you'll never get married with a mouth like that. So that can be like the more extreme aspects of Mercury squaring Venus in your natal chart. However, learn to work with the energy. This can make you a travel agent, maybe somebody who's into web design, creating websites for people and stuff like that. This can be somebody who's, again, into interior design or styling other people. You can use this aspect to push you creatively and start to bring forth your self-expression and how you want to show up in the world through your communication, right? So let me know what you think about this video. Like, share, subscribe, and definitely check the link in my bio. I'm going to be posting readings soon. So if you would like a reading, check out the link down below. All right. Peace.